Hey there, horror fans. It's your buddy Phil here. What is going on? Monday morning, I thought I'd come and hang out with you guys for a little bit today. Just going to share my stream out to a few people, so give me a couple minutes. Turn my volume down there. Really sorry, guys. Just sharing this out to a few different people here. All right, I moved something so I have nowhere to put my phone. I'll just put it right there. All right, let's see what's going on. We got Spike Ortiz in the house. Hey, Phil, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. I'm off today, so I'm always doing well. Ty Borden, good morning. Good morning, Ty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ant is in the house. Send more paramedics. He says, good morning, Phil. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. K Titus from Japan. Konnichiwa to you, my fellow friend and YouTuber. Everyone make sure to go check out K Titus. He puts out great content. He is in Japan. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa. He says, hello, Phil. How are you doing today? I put up a couple new videos today. One is a story of Batman and Superman I made. I will definitely check that out later on today. Maria Glory Seraphin says, hey. She says, Tam shared. She says, Red Cross, Red Cross. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. We'll let a couple more people hopefully hop in, and then we'll get right to it. So you can't really see it, but right beside me here, I have kind of a storage. It's like an ottoman, but the top cushions both come off and you can store stuff inside. So the bottom is totally lined with old horror DVDs that I no longer have shelf room for, but I don't want to get rid of. I thought I'd go through them today because I probably have upgraded some to Blu-ray. So maybe purge a few of those today and put them in the trade pile. Interweb Kaiju is here. He says, how was Thanksgiving? It was good, man. I had turkey and mac and cheese, of all things. Turkey with some mac and cheese and and pumpkin pie, of course, with some Cool Whip or Ready Whip. Maria Glory Seraphin says, "How are you, Phil?" I'm good, thank you. How are you? Good to see you in the chat here. Good to see you. Good to see you. K. Titus says he wishes Japan had turkey. No turkey in Japan? That's interesting. Ross says, "Happy Turkey Day." Thank you so much, Ross, and thank you so much for all your support. I know you've been shooting me stuff on Instagram, if it is the same Ross. Happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends on here. It is Thanksgiving in Canada. Spike says, "How's my morning so far?" My morning's good, except the cat woke me up at about 10 to 7. So I've been up for quite a while already. I had eggs and toast for breakfast. I'm on my third coffee of the day. My lungs are kind of pooched from yesterday, so I have not vaped yet today, but it might happen. And I'm going to turn this fan on just so I don't become sweaty. And I'm going to turn that a little bit. Perfect. Aunt says Thanksgiving is good. Ross says, "Yes, that's me, my brother." Okay, Ross. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Any collectibles you have, toss me pics of them on Instagram because I love looking at stuff like that. Spike says, "Oh, okay. Star Trekker, welcome, welcome, welcome. Like and share. Thanks for the support, Phil." Everyone make sure to go check out Star Trekker's channel. Amazing, amazing YouTuber. Does live streams pretty much every day, every other day. He's on live. So make sure to go check out Star Trekker. You won't be disappointed. All right, let's dig in. These are in no particular order. They are kind of alphabetical ties. M, N, O, P, Q, R. We will have to start here, guys. Ross says, "I just posted a really cool Beetlejuice car." That's awesome. First up, we got private parts. And no, it is not the Howard Stern private parts. This is definitely not that. Cheryl is a lovely girl. But to George, she's a living doll. And this is a really, really good kind of exploitation movie. Takes place in New York, I believe. I'm not sure what year this is. Let me just check the year of this. I think it's late 70s. I want to say private parts. 1972, so early 70s. And it says, I'll just show you the back to show you what you're getting yourself into here. It is a pretty screwed up movie, but I love it. It pretty much all takes place in the seedy hotel. Check out who's checked in at the musty old King Edward Hotel in a seedy section of LA. Cheryl is a runaway teen who hopes to piece her life together. Little does she know that someone at the hotel has a nasty little penchant for chopping people into pieces. Welcome, happy campers, to one of the screen's most bizarre works of camp filmmaking. Paul Bartel from Eating Raoul directs, gilding this loopy foray with the fervor of a carny barker at a freak show. Murder, fetishism, a dolly aunt, Dottie aunt, a sham clergyman, corny cops, a peeping Tom, and a guy who's a girl who goes night-night with a blow-up doll that has a photo of Cheryl's face taped to it. They're among the feverish parts of Private Parts. If you're without reservations, drop by the hotel. Super, super good movie. I highly recommend this one. You will not be disappointed, and you have not seen anything like it. So that is 1972's Private Parts. Next, we have the remake of Prom Night, unrated version. Remake of Prom Night. This was nothing special. And it has the smallest writing ever. 3 years ago, Donna, watched in horror as an obsessed predator murdered her family. Tonight is her senior prom, and although she's ambitious about the past, she's excited to celebrate her future with her friends. What Donna doesn't know is that the deranged psychopath has escaped from the asylum. He's returned to hunt her down, intent on killing anyone who gets in his way. As the night races towards its heart-pounding conclusion, the question becomes not who will be prom queen, but who will survive the killer's rampage. That is the remake of Prom Night. Did they have to remake Prom Night? Hell no, they didn't, but they did anyway. I think I've only watched this probably once or twice. But that is the remake of Prom Night. Horfan Dad has entered into the fun. He says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sharkhorn Rainbow, welcome, welcome, Shar. I am glad you could make it today. She says, good morning, everyone. Happy face. Happy Thanksgiving, my Canadian friends. Heart, happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Shar. Mr. Zom says, how's it going, Phil? Heart. Devil sign. Mr. Zom watched that a few years ago. Mr. Zom says, morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My super chat is on in full force today. Next, we have the unrated version of Pulse with great cover art there. I believe this is the Americanized remake of Pulse, which is originally an Asian film, I believe. The year's most original horror film, Pulse takes fear into new territory, the very devices we trust to get us through the day. When the dead discover a means to contact the living through electronic devices, cell phones and computers become open gateways to monstrosities and destruction. Starring Kristen Bell, Christina Milian, Ian Somerhalder, and Rick Gonzalez, Pulse is loaded with terrifying thrills and gruesome special effects, and capped with an astonishing surprise ending. That is Pulse. Mr. Zom says, great video of your favorite statues and busts. Heart, thank you so much, Mr. Zom. That was a fun video to shoot. I was just kind of bored yesterday, so I thought I hadn't uploaded an actual video to my channel for a while, so I thought for you guys, give you guys some bonus content, upload a quick video. I didn't want to be on camera yesterday or talk or anything, so I just did it all silent. But with no sound, you can really take in the visuals, if that makes sense. We have Dimension Extremes Pulse 2, which is more of the same, yet on a slimmer budget. Jamie Bamber stars in this terrifying sequel that picks up where the original Pulse left off. The dead have found a way back to our world through cell phones and Wi-Fi, and the human survivors have taken to remote areas to escape. When a young girl goes missing, both her father and mother must cross a city of the dead to learn the terrifying truth. Intense, suspenseful, and terrifying. Pulse 2 will frighten you straight through to its shocking ending. That is Pulse 2 from the Great Dimension Extreme line, which I miss. I don't know if Dimension's still putting those out. Glenn has entered into the fun. He says, "What's up, Phil? What's up, Glenn? Make sure to smash that like button." We have 9 people watching. We have 8 thumbs ups. Glenn, is it you that didn't smash the thumbs up button? Let me know in the chat. Horror Fan Dad says, you have to go to Mr. Meathook's channel. He has a short horror movie downloaded called Bag of Tricks. It's an awesome short movie. Check it out. I am subscribed to Mr. Meathook. Daryl, we are friends. We have done trade boxes before. So, yeah, I'll check that out for sure. Spike Ortiz says, Pulse sounds like a good horror movie. It's not bad. The sequels are kind of Mr. Zom says, sup, Glenn. Horror Fan Dad says, hello, Glenn. Sinister Syndrome says, I did. Thank you, Glenn. And rounding out the Pulse series, also from the Dimension Extreme line, is Pulse 3. You Can't Stop the Invasion. And it says, with the smallest writing in humanity, nearly a decade after the terrifying events of Pulse 2, the dead still walk the earth. Having entered our realm through electronic devices, Justine, raised with her fellow human refugees in the remote no-tech survivor camps, is now a 17-year-old girl who dreams of the world they've left behind. When an abandoned laptop links her to a mysterious outside caller, Justine risks everything to see if life has resumed back in the Forbidden City. More frightening than ever, Pulse 3 is an intense and shocking conclusion to the Pulse trilogy. So that are the Pulse movies. Mr. Zom says, message retracted. Sinister Syndrome says, hello guys, how's it going? Mr. Zom says, say the first Pulse film. Pulse. Coffin Crew, what's up? Crip 6, he says, yo, Phil. Yo, what's up? I hope you're good. The first Pulse film is this. It is the American remake. It is unrated. Pulse, Pulse, Pulse. There you go, right there. Out of the all 3, the first one is the best. All right, next up we got Pumpkinhead 3. A lot of people don't even know about Pumpkinhead 3 and 4, but they do exist. This is Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes. Actually, Crip 6 and myself on his live stream last night were just talking about Pumpkinhead. So this is Pumpkinhead 3, Ashes to Ashes. It says, it's been 2 decades since the late Ed Hawley last conjured up the demonic avenger known as Pumpkinhead. So when the citizens of a small southern village discovered the town's physician, who is Doug Bradley, by the way, has been selling their loved ones' organs and dumping the bodies in a swamp, they ask the old witch Haggis to invoke the demon's wrath and avenge their desecrated kin. Summoned from the mummified remains of Ed Harley himself, the creature proceeds to wreak havoc upon any and all who get in its way. After 20 years in limbo, Pumpkinhead has finally returned to settle the score. That is Pumpkinhead 3, Ashes to Ashes. There are some picatures. It has Lance Hendrickson and Doug Bradley. Trenton Norman has arrived. He says hi. What's up, Trenton? I hope you are good today. I hope you are good today. Next, we have Pumpkinhead 4, Blood Feud. Vengeance will be his. Well, once again, starring Lance Hendrickson. And it says, although the blood feud between the Hatfields and the McCoys has been raging for decades, it's about to come to a grisly end when Jody Hatfield falls in love with Ricky McCoy. Her two brothers' brutal attempt to break their engagement leads to the accidental death of Ricky's kid sister instead. Ignoring the ghostly warnings of Ed Harley himself, Ricky calls upon Pumpkinhead, the legendary demon of vengeance, to avenge his kin by wiping out the Hatfields for good. As the carnage commences and Pumpkinhead slaughters any and all who get in its way, one thing remains certain. If a Hatfield is ever to marry a McCoy, it will be over their dead bodies. That is Pumpkinhead 4, Blood Feud. Coffin Crew says, haven't seen part 4. How is it, Phil? It is what you'd expect Pumpkinhead 4 to be. I mean, for me, it's okay because it's in the Pumpkinhead universe. But, I mean, don't compare it to part 1, if you know what I mean. Do not compare it to part 1, because it is no part 1. But Lance Hendrickson's in it. I believe his scenes are he's like coming back as a ghost to warn them not to summon Pumpkinhead or something to that effect. Next up, we got Quarantine. This is the American remake of REC or REC. Quarantine. And it says, in the smallest print ever, when a news crew decides to trail a brave firefighting team, they never suspect that the first call for help they respond to that night may be their last. Now they're trapped in an apartment complex, sealed off by the government, with no way of escape. They find themselves surrounded by frightened residents who are infected with a deadly mutant virus. What happens next is only known because of the footage they left behind. So kind of a virus, demonic possession type of deal. Shot on video, found footage type of deal. Remake of a Asian movie type of deal. Or is it Asian? I think it's French, actually. The REC movies. The REC movies. Spike Ortiz says, I never knew they had 3 more films of Pumpkinhead. Yes, there is Pumpkinhead 1, 2, 3, and 4. Us Only is in the house. He says, Hola, hola, amigos. What's up, Us Only? Good to have you with us. Spike Ortiz says, and Quarantine is a good movie. I have it. Haven't seen it for a while, but it's good. Yeah, I like the American remake of Quarantine. I do like the REC movie better. I like all 4 Rec movies. I have the box set. But yeah, Quarantine is pretty good. Leading up to Quarantine 2 Terminal, First Class Terror. I believe this takes place on a plane and in an airport. But more of the same. It says, earlier tonight, a bizarre disease was unleashed in a rundown Los Angeles tenement, and no one got out alive, yet something escaped. Now aboard Flight 318, the first symptoms begin to show. As the infection begins to take root, innocent passengers suddenly transform into terrifying bloodthirsty killers. Forced to land at an isolated terminal and surrounded by armed government agents, the crew and passengers grow increasingly desperate. The only question now is how far they will go to survive. I've only seen this one once or twice, but I remember enjoying it. It is Quarantine 2 Terminal. And there is the back. Coffin Crew says, yo, Rick. Us Only says, have you seen Visceral? Us Only says, hola, Mr. Rudy. Visceral. I do not know Visceral. Entre la cuerdas de la lucra. Visceral from 2012. It is unrated. A washed-up boxer who finally gets his big break to prove that he is worthy of the champion's gloves becomes a vessel of pure evil and a relentless instrument of destruction of the human flesh. Is he Hell's next champion? I believe I might have seen this. I'm sure I've seen this. I'm going to say yes, I have seen Visceral. I've seen it. These next two I really, really like. Who's in this that I like? Michael Ironside. Yeah, really, really like both of these next ones. They are Reeker. Evil is in the air. This is the unrated version. There's the back. There is the front. It is Reeker. It is smelly. It says, en route to a desert rave, a group of students are forced to hole up in a deserted travel spot after their planned route is inexplicably closed. Upon discovering that their shelter is something of a conduit between the living and the dead, their welfare ends up in the care of a blind grad student with heightened senses. Reeker. I highly, highly recommend this movie. I really like it. I like it a lot. It is Reeker. It is smelly. And then we have Reeker 2 is what I call it. but it is called No Man's Land, The Rise of Reeker. And there you see the Thing, which sometimes is his weapon of choice. He has a severed limb with a little hook implanted there. And it says, when three fugitives fresh off a casino heist stop for gas at the Six Corners Cafe in Death Valley, they unsuspectingly encounter a sheriff and his son. Gunshots erupt and an explosion destroys the station. However, the fire department never arrives and no one is responding to the cries for help. They soon discover that they are trapped in a world between the living and the dead, where a terrifying evil known as the Reeker lurks. Collecting human souls, now the survivors must band together to escape the horrific wrath of the Reeker and return to the realm of the living. No Man's Land, The Rise of Reeker, highly recommend it. There's a car crash scene in this, unlike any car crash scene I've ever seen on film before, where a car actually crashes into nothing. I have no idea how they did that scene, but when you see it, you will replay it multiple times to try and figure it out, because I know I did. Here's the back. So that is Reeker and No Man's Land, The Rise of Reeker. Us Only says, Hola, Mr. Rudy. Us Only says, highly recommend that movie. Highly. Us Only says, if you liked Atroz, it's awesome. Extreme. Ben Grimm is in the chat. He says, what's up? What's up, Ben? Glad to have you here with us today. Ben says, I like the Rise of Reeker movie. Yes, it is good. Coffin Crew says, nice. I'll check out Visceral. Yeah. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. All right. And all these might not be horror movies. Most of them obviously are, but we're going to try and stick to horror today, guys, because this is a horror channel. But I'm going to talk about this one too, because not a lot of people talk about this movie. I really like it. It's Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale in Reign of Fire, a movie about dragons. We're going to do a fast read on this one today, guys. Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale star in an explosive action-packed adventure with bone-chilling special effects that will have you glued to your seat. When a London tunneling project uncovers and unearths a fire-breathing beast from centuries of slumber, all hell breaks loose. 12-year-old Quinn sees his mother, one of the workers, die trying to escape the new terror. 20 years later, as a fire chief, he tries to keep a group of refugees alive with the fierce dragons dominating the air, burning the land, and feeding on the ash. Unexpectedly, Van Zandt, a hotshot American militia leader, shows up with a ragtag group of slayers on a perilous crusade to hunt down and destroy the beasts. Tempers flare when there is a struggle for leadership until both men realize that only one species is getting out of this alive. Reign of Fire. An early Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey project. I like it too. Coffin Crew says Reign of Fire is good. I enjoy that movie. I like it too. Sam Black is in the house. Welcome, 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 Sam. I'm so glad you have arrived. You say, afternoon, Phil. How are you, bro? Hi to all in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Sam. I am good. It is Thanksgiving Day here in Canada. So eat some turkey and eat some pumpkin pie in tribute to all your Canadian friends. And one more thing, Sam, where is Foxy Lady Outdoors? Is she outdoors right now, or is she really, in reality, indoors? Let me know in the chat. Josh, Fulci fan 101 says, hey, Phil. Josh, Fulci fan 101 says, hey, peoples. Welcome, 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 Josh. Glad you could make it. Glad you scored that. Was it you that scored that Funko Pop, Chucky? I think it was you. If that was you, thanks for sending me the pics. That's awesome that you scored that. Coffin Crew says, hi, Sam. Josh. Next up, we got The Relic. This is the old movie. The Relic takes place at a museum. I think it's a Chicago museum, if I'm not mistaken. Has Tom Sizemore, who I really like. And yeah, it's a big monster. It is dark. Come in if you dare. The opening night gala for a new exhibit at Chicago's Natural History Museum is underway, but be advised, something terrifying wants to make sure no one ever leaves. Penelope Ann Miller, Tom Sizemore, Linda Hunt, and James Whitmore star in this effects-packed shocker that gives haunted house movies a terrific new setting. And the non-human star brought to head-ripping life by Jurassic Park Oscar winner Stan Winston is something no creature fan can let slip by. The creature can hold its own with the alien, writes Chicago Tribune critic Gene Siskel. When the last reel begins, the special effect is truly awesome. Let the panic begin. That is Relic. That is Tom Sizemore. I enjoy The Relic. A lot of people do not enjoy it, but I enjoy it. Sam says she is next door with our neighbor, so she is Foxy Lady indoors. Ben says The Relic is dark as hell. Yes, it is. Coffin Crew says classic. The Relic, yes. Josh, Fulci fan 101 says, yeah, nearly have all Chucky Pops now too. Only one stitched Chucky to go. That's cool, man. I'll show you something really rare, Josh. This is pretty much just for Josh, but everyone else can enjoy it as well. So the Chucky Mystery Minis from Funko. I have the regular, but I was lucky enough to score in a blind bag the very, very, very rare scarred Chucky. I think this was 1 out of 144 pull. So super, super limited, super rare, and goes for crazy money. I will just check Pop Price Guide. Chucky Mystery Mini. I don't know what's happening. My phone. My phone. I do not know why it is not working. Oh, it's because I'm putting chunky. $160 retailing for $160 for that little mystery mini scarred Chucky. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Sinister Syndrome 86. Where are we here? Ben says, I mean, it's shot so dark that you can hardly see anything for a quarter of the movie. I agree with that. Quentin has joined in the fun. He says, hey, all, happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends. Liked and shared. Happy face. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Quentin says, I enjoy The Relic. It's an awesome film. Glenn says, I have The Relic on VHS. Love it. That's awesome. Quentin says, holy smokes, those are awesome Chucky mystery pack. Thank you, thank you. Josh says, that is a nice piece. Yes, it is. Sam says, I think we have The Relic on DVD. I'll have to check after we move house. Froggy collector, Froggy collector. Froggy is in the house. She says, morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you two guys. Josh says, hey, Froggy. Coffin says, hey, Froggy. Froggy says, hey, Josh. Josh says, wow, man, keep it. Don't sell it. I don't plan on selling it anytime soon. Quentin says, has anyone seen the film Thanksgiving? It's a low-budget film full of goodness. It's a fun one. Leave your brain at the door and just enjoy type. I have seen Thanksgiving. There's also a Thanksgiving Part 3. I don't think there is a Part 2. I think they just skipped Part 2 and went directly to Thanksgiving 3, but they're both fun. Froggy collector. Froggy says, hi, Coffin. Us only says, had to get my oatmeal ready. LOL. Josh says, never seen it. Sounds fun. Q says, only 1 in 3. LOL. Where are we here? We got, I guess, what is Return of the Living Dead 4? Necropolis. These are those so bad they're good direct to DVD sequels loosely based on Return of the Living Dead. Listen to how fast the write-up on this movie is. A group of high school kids discover that a mega corporation has been conducting experiments on humans using a toxic compound that reanimates the dead. That's all they tell you about Return of the Living Dead Necropolis. You do have some zombie creature effects there. I believe I have definitely only watched this movie once. And I'm in no rush to revisit these in any way. Although the cover art does make them look pretty cool. And lastly is Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave, unrated, Dance Till You Drop Dead. This is Return of the Living Dead 5. More blood, more brains, more zombies. It says, horror and hilarity combine when Julian and Jenny discover a mysterious canister. In an effort to identify its chemical contents, they leave it with their friend Cody for analysis, but the sinister Cody has a plan of his own. He sees the potential of the toxin and produces a huge batch of drugs that he sells across the college campus. With everyone taking the new drug, hundreds of innocent college students turn into brain-hungry zombies. As the party begins, the zombies take over in a blood-soaked rave that will leave everyone screaming. That is Return of the Living Dead, unrated, Rave to the Grave. Yeah, Return of the Living Dead 3, 2, and 1 are definitely the ones to watch, guys. Sorry, just give me 5 seconds, guys. I just need 5 seconds. Q's Reviews says only 1 and 3. Star Trekker says Red Cross, Red Cross. Thank you so much, Star Trekker. Us Only says oh my. Coffin Crew says oh snap, rave to the grave, lol. Q says wow, only knew about 1, 2, and 3. Gotta see the rest of the Return films. Josh says I have Zombie Night 2012 on Blu-ray. Seen the trailers and it looks like a modern day burial ground. Look forward to see it when I have time. Censored in German DVD release, so it must be good. That's amazing, Josh. Next, we have another movie that I've only watched once, but it does have Isaac Hayes in it, so that's a plus. And it is Return to Sleepaway Camp, aka Sleepaway Camp Part 4, I believe. It says it's summer camp as usual at Camp Manabe, where the kids torment each other for fun while the underpaid camp staff provides as little supervision as possible. Greedy camp owner Frank and junior partner Ronnie do their best to keep everyone in line, but something sinister is about to put a slash in the roster when campers and staff mysteriously begin disappearing and turning into gruesome corpses. Paranoid Ronnie can't shake the memory of a series of grisly murders that took place at Camp Arawak, where he worked 2 decades earlier. That is Return to Sleepaway Camp. The original cult classic continues. Unfortunately, no Angela in this one. But you do have some deaths. You do have a killer. I'm pretty sure I've only seen this one time. I probably should give it another chance, but I have no urgency to, if that makes sense. Froggy Collector, Froggy, Froggy Collector, Froggy, Froggy says, hey Q, happy Thanksgiving. Q's mom saying happy Thanksgiving to Q. That's nice. Q says, I love this one. Q says, hey mom. Josh says, haven't seen this entry yet. Recommended? Meh. Q says, watch the first one, then this one. Q says, there is an Angela in this film. You've got to revisit it. Whorehound85 says, sup, Phil? What is going on, Whorehound85? I will mod you. You are now modded. And everyone who is into masks, horror movies, masks, busts, masks, anything horror, go sub to HorrorHound85. You won't be disappointed. Show my brother Jordan some love. Even though he shoots me down on live streams, I got nothing for love for my boy Jordan. Josh says Ghoulies 2 was a lot of fun. I agree with that. Even Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College is great. Quentin says, thanks for the sub, Coffin Crew. Much appreciated, brother. Coffin Crew says, true, Josh. Q says, hey, Horror Hound. That's my first of the day, by the way. Coffin Crew says, Q's Satan. Jordan says, thanks, man. No problem, Jordan. You are my brother from another mother. Next up, either this isn't available on Blu-ray or the Blu-ray for it is very expensive, or I just haven't bought the Blu-ray for it. I don't think. Let me double check this. Yes, I do not have this on Blu-ray, therefore I still have the DVD, but it is The Ring 2 unrated edition of The Ring Part 2. It is widescreen. It says, loaded with chilling new scenes and exclusive features, this special unrated edition of The Ring takes you beyond anything seen in theaters. Academy Award nominee Naomi Watts reprises her role as investigative reporter Rachel Keller, now determined to start a new life and escape her haunting memories. But when the vengeful Samara returns, Rachel faces a nightmarish life or death struggle to save herself and her young son in this edge-of-your-seat thriller. That's The Ring 2. I only have this on DVD. It's one that I'm always like, I need The Ring 2 on Blu-ray. And then I don't get it. Josh says, see the uncut toilet death of Philip Harden on the tube. Us Only says, I stopped at Gremlins and never watched any other little creature flicks. Welcome to Primetime Horror has arrived in the fun. He says, hey Phil, watching anything today? So yesterday I watched Ghost Ship because I got the new Scream Factory. So I woke up at about 10 to 7 this morning, so I laid on the couch and rewatched Ghost Ship, but I listened to the commentary. They put on a brand new commentary track just recorded. So yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good new commentary on Ghost Ship. I did also watch the new Adam Sandler movie on Netflix, Hubie's Halloween. I think it's Hubie's Halloween. I love Adam Sandler, don't get me wrong, but yeah, pretty fun, entertaining little flick on Netflix with Adam Sandler. And it all takes place around Halloween. So, very, very cool. Glenn says, what's up, Jordan? Josh says, hope all you people have a great horror movie merchandise collections. We try. This is another one that I think I picked this up at my local Dollarama for like $2. And it is Rites of Spring. Us Only will like that mask. You like that, Us Only? You liking that, boy? Rites of Spring, Jeepers Creepers meets the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It says, after abducting the daughter of a wealthy socialite, a group of kidnappers retreat to an abandoned school, unaware that their hideout will soon become the hunting ground for a bloodthirsty creature preparing for its annual killing spree. Rites of Spring, $2, Dollarama, why not? Glenn says, what's up, Jordan? Josh says, hope all you people, great movie merchandise. Q's Reviews says, hey, Rick, you must check out Munchies, film made by most of the Gremlin crew and has a whack of Gremlin Easter eggs. Cool creatures look as well. Yes, I like me some Munchies. Welcome to Primetime Horror says, Phil, do you have Tourist Trap? I can't remember. Yes, I have 2 now, Tourist Traps, and I actually got the, what do you call it? The figure. So there's the original Tourist Trap Blu-ray that came out that said it was uncut, but it wasn't. And then here's the brand new one I just got, which is the uncut. And it came with a Mr. Slauson action figure from the movie. Not really an action figure, it's just a little figure to put on your shelf of Mr. Slauson. I am not putting it on my shelf. I am hanging it on my wall. It's already hung. And that set came in a big oversized VHS box that was signed by Charles Band, which I can probably show you. Big oversized video box. There's Charles Band's signature. So that is what the new Blu-ray and the DVD, or not the DVD, the little action figure came in. So that was for Welcome to Primetime Horror. George, I think. Is it George? Us Only says, LOL, yeah, the mask is awesome. Josh says, Q, I remember the Munchies. That brings me back. Q says, you got a better Dollarama than I do. LOL, mine have no good films. All French kids cartoons. Us Only says, I don't know, Q, LOL, maybe one day, but I do consider all recommendations. Q says, it's free on Tubi. It's a fun one, but love me some Gremlins the best. Q says, love Tourist Trap. What a freaky film. I know, it's creepy. Josh says, I have not seen Hell Night 1980. Yes, I recommend Hell Night all the time. I have the Hell Night t-shirt, and I have Hell Night on Blu-ray. It's a high rotation for me. Josh says, how much autographed stuff do you have, Phil? Quite a bit. Quite a few autographs. I have what's-his-name's on Tom Holland's autograph on Mr. Peter Vincent figure from Fright Night. And then I have a whole book of prints that are a lot of autographs. I don't know, this one was on the bed. So I must have took it out and not showed it off, but it's repossessed with Ned Beatty, Linda Blair, Leslie Nielsen. It's kind of like an Exorcist spoof. Look who's back with a brand new Exorcist. This time you'll scream with laughter. It says, ready for a devil of a good time. Linda Blair will scare you silly when she's repossessed. Blair stars in this uproarious laugh fest with Leslie Nielsen, the deadpan comedy hero who provided loop-de-loops of laughter in Airplane, and rapid-fire hilarity in The Naked Gun. The fun begins when grown-up Blair starts spewing curses and pea soup. This is a job for ex-exorcist Nielsen, so he gears up to battle the spirit world and finds he must also outwit a pair of phony TV evangelists, including Ned Beatty, trying to cash in on the exorcism biz. Get repossessed. You won't be able to get the laughs out of your system. So, a good comedy spoof starring Linda Blair and the late, great Leslie Nielsen. Next up, another movie that I really, really highly recommend, Lou Diamond Phillips, Route 66. This is a very, very fun watch for sure. It says, when special agents Jack and Stephanie cut through a condemned, desolate highway known as Route 66 while tracking a suspect, they discover a danger far worse than deadly twists and turns. Years ago, a notorious chain gang was killed in a horrific roadside murder, and the highway still echoes with its brutal legacy. This writing is so small. Now they face a terrifying reality. There's no escape and no way to deny the secret behind the force haunting this bleak wasteland. Route 66, Lou Diamond Phillips. It has nice practical effects. And yeah, I like it. George says, did you know House of Wax was a remake of Tourist Trap? Well, there's an original House of Wax. I believe that the remake of House of Wax was a remake of House of Wax. I believe that Tourist Trap was loosely based on the original House of Wax. So I can see your connection there. Q says, now this is a fun one. Josh says, Nielsen's films always were, but this one was good. And that is an hour and 2 minutes, guys. So I'm going to have a quick intermission break. So make sure to hit me up with Super Chat, and we'll get Pennywise all set up for you today to keep you guys company for the next second hour of my live stream, because I'm going to be on for a full 2 hours today, guys. And I will be back at you in 3 minutes and 159 seconds. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Froggy Collector Froggy says, have to let you all go for now. Need to start my turkey. Have a nice day. See you later, Q's mom. Have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving. Josh says, take care, Froggy. Q says, see you soon, Ma. Happy face. Josh Fulci Fan 101 says, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you to everyone who took the time to hang out with me today. Monday morning, Thanksgiving Day today in Canada, and I am giving thanks to all my loyal subscribers, new and old, far and wide. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The first hit of the vape, and I believe it's going to kill me, but I need to get that lift. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was probably a bad idea. My lungs are pooched. Josh says, Phil, let me ask, what would you like autographed and by who? I would like autographed. I'd like autographed my Demon's Mask from Dario Argento. Dario Argento. Autographed Demon's Mask. That'd be kick-ass. If Us Only is in the chat, he will laugh at this next one, I think. And it is Santa Sangra. I think he was saying the other day he only lasted like the first 10, 15 minutes of this and turned it off. It says, in the 1970s, his legendary films El Topo and The Holy Mountain redefined movies of both art and entertainment while changing the face of cinema forever. And in 1989, visionary writer-director Alejandro Jodorowsky returned with his modern masterpiece. It is the story of a young circus performer, the crime of passion that shatters his soul, and the macabre journey back to the world of his armless mother, deaf-mute lover, and murder. It is an odyssey of ecstasy and anguish, belief and blasphemy, beauty and madness. It is unlike any movie you have ever seen before or ever will. A whole bunch of people star in this epic of surreal genius, now fully restored and featuring more than 5 hours of exclusive extras that reveal the mind behind one of the most provocative and unforgettable motion picture experiences of our time. 5 hours of bonus features, guys. That is Santa Sangra. Q's Review says that's a great pick for an autograph. Josh says crazy flick. Josh says, what about you, Q's? Next up, a movie that I love, 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 love. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. It has Felissa Rose, Ellen Sandweiss from Evil Dead, and Edwin Neal from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it is Satan's Playground. Enter if you dare. Satan's Playground. Love, love, love this one. I highly, highly recommend it. Three icons of extreme 70s, 80s horror: Felissa Rose of Sleepaway Camp, Ellen Sandweiss of The Evil Dead, and Edwin Neal of The Texas Chainsaw Massacre come together in this terrifying journey into the black heart of brutality. What begins as a fun family vacation in the wilderness of the Pine Barrens soon becomes a nightmare of torment delivered by a depraved clan of backwoods psychopaths and the blood-crazed beast known as the Jersey Devil. Enter if you dare. Myth and madness are about to collide in the dark carnage of Satan's Playground. Irma St. Paul and Ron Milkey co-star in this deliriously grisly, low-budget epic written and directed by Dante Tomaselli that Arrow in the Head hails as a relentless and uber-entertaining circus of horror sprinkled with magic mushrooms for good measure. Dante Tomaselli directed horror, and what's that other movie I like of his? Dante Tomaselli. Dante Tomaselli. Desecration. Horror and Desecration and Satan's Playground. Three of my favorite Dante Tomaselli movies. I would like to get Michael Keaton sign my Beetlejuice DVD. That's awesome. Very solid choice, says Josh. Next up, we got Scarecrow's MGM DVD. I always mean to upgrade this to Blu-ray. I probably will at some point. And it says, they only want a brain, yours. Smallest printing ever. Prepare for a night of undead hell with this unforgettable horror cult classic filled with gripping suspense and eye-popping action. This unrated version of Scarecrows is an unrelenting terror fest that'll scare the stuffing out of you. After a band of ex-military criminals pulls off a multi-million-dollar heist, they hop aboard a plane headed for Mexico. But when one of their own betrays them, they give chase and find themselves stranded in a field of scarecrows with only an abandoned farmhouse nearby. As night sets in, the real nightmare begins when the men discover the reason the farmhouse is empty and that those who thought they were the hunters are now being hunted by an unimaginable and malevolent force. A force of the scarecrows. Nice kind of Halloween fun there. Old School Shinobi has entered into the fun. He says, yo, what it is, Fright fans. What's up, Shinobi? Q says, but there's so many Kane Hodder would be awesome as well. I do have Kane Hodder's autograph already. Q says, hey, Shin. Shin says, hey, Q. Josh says, would love any of my upcoming 4K to be autographed by Tom Savini. Shin says, I love an autograph of Udo Kier or Barbara Crampton. Q says, oh, hell yeah, bro. Now that's a good one, as Tom Savini would be another LOL. Q says, Scarecrow sounds interesting. Josh says, Scarecrows was good, creepy and full of gore. Yes, yes, yes. That is what I like. Not going to read the back of the next 5 of these, but they are the scary movies. So there's Scary Movie 1, Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie 3.5, Scary Movie 4, and yes, I did buy Scary Movie 5. So all 5 scary movies, the parodies of, horror. Us Only will probably like this one. Us Only, if you are still in the chat, you will probably know this movie. And I always forget who directed this. I want to say Gore Verbinski, but I might be wrong. Uwe Boll. It is Seed, unrated, very, very violent movie. The unrated cut of Seed. It says Seed recounts the supernatural story of a ruthless serial killer who survives electrocution on death row. Prison guards fail to exorcise the evil in this murderer and inadvertently unleash a malevolent monster. The resulting reign of violence, with its extreme gore and torture, sets a new standard for the horror genre. Dare to watch kills that are downright jaw-dropping. Seed by Uwe Boll. Louis, Uwe. Beautiful Fetching Rose has entered into the fun. She says, Q's Reviews says Scary Movie 2 is my favorite. The rest are okay. Beautiful Fetching Rose says, hi, host. Hi. Beautiful Fetching Rose says, ads. Shin says, the first 2 Scary Movies by the Wayans were great. I don't think I even knew about part 5. Beautiful Fetching Rose says, ads watching. Josh says, Scarecrow's tagline reads, trespassers will be mutilated. That's awesome. Ben says, Gore Verbinski and Uwe Boll, totally different styles. LOL. I don't know. I'm having a senior's moment. Shin says, Uwe Boll is the king of gore-filled video game film adaptations. Yes, he is. Josh says, Seed was a sicky flicky, especially the hammered death to the woman. Don't know why they included the game. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, video game Advent Rising. I don't know. Shin says they included the game on Uwe Boll's Blood Rain adaptations too. I remember that. Next, we got WWE Kane in See No Evil. He plays Good Night. 7 foot tall, 400 pounds, a rusty steel plate screwed into his skull and razor sharp fingernails that pluck out his victim's eyes. Reclusive psychopath Jacob Goodnight is holed up in the long abandoned Blackwell Hotel until 8 petty criminals show up for community service, along with the cop who put a bullet in Jacob's head 4 years ago. That is Kane from WWE wrestling fame as Jacob Goodnight in See No Evil. J. Michael Olivia has entered into the fun. Is the Friday the 13th game any good? Yes, it is. Josh says, have the Blood Rains, have not seen them yet. Q says, love See No Evil 1 and 2. Jacob Goodnight, Kane does an awesome job. Yes, he does. Coffin Crew says, true Q. True Q. Don't make it bad. Just take a sad song and make it better. Shin says, they aight. Josh, us only says, I still need to watch those See No Evil movies. I have them on the shelf too. LOL. Coffin Crew says, do you remember his dentist gimmick back in the back, Dr. Yankman or something like that? LOL, yes I do. Coffin Crew says, day. Us only says, I need to watch Chrome Skull movies. Yes, Laid to Rest movies are great. I actually have a laid to rest item. If you want me to show that off, let me know. Josh says, Lucker, the necrophagus. The necrophagus is worth a watch. Yes, Lucker, I've seen that. I think I might actually have that in this box, but we probably won't get there today. And you guys talked about it. Here it is, Kane in See No Evil, Part 2. And some nubile young vixens featured on the back. I believe that, what's her name? Danielle Harris might be in this. Yes, Danielle Harris is in this. It says, a group of friends pays a late night visit to the city morgue, hoping to surprise Amy on her birthday, but the surprise is on them when the one-eyed corpse of brutal psychopath Jacob Goodnight unexpectedly rises from a cold sub-basement slab. Their wild party quickly turns into a terrifying sleigh fest as the sadistic mass murderer resumes his savage rampage, complete with hooks, surgical knives, and power saws, in this blood-soaked sequel to See No Evil, directed by the notorious Soska sisters. That is Kane. That is See No Evil Part 2. Great, great fun. Us only says, let's see it. Hugh says, LOL, yes, the dentist was one funny gimmick. Shin says, love Chrome Skull, Art the Clown's spirit cousin. Let's see the Laid to Rest merch. Laid to Rest. Just a little item from Dead End Toys. Chrome Skull. Chrome Skull. Chrome Skull. Doesn't really say Laid to Rest on it, but it does say Dead End. It does say Chrome Skull. It does have a picture of Chrome Skull. And it does have your very own Chrome Skull. So pretty cool, unique item. Just blank backing card. Chrome Skull. Us only says Ola Shinobi. Josh says Kane Hodder is apparently a very nice guy. Yes, he is. I have met him. I have shaken his hand. Shin says, sup, us only. Us only says, how about Hazard Jack, another big jacked buff killer? I'm not too familiar with that. Ben says, first one was directed by a porn director. Jay says, starting a Friday the 13th marathon tomorrow. I will be too once I receive my set in the mail, which I have not yet. Us only says, nice. Josh says, Jay, have you purchased the new Friday the 13th Blu-ray set yet? I will probably be getting mine this week. Shin says, I like it, something you don't see every day. Jay says, got it on the 8th. Q says, awesome Chrome Skull. Josh says, Jay, mine is on the way. Mine too. Jay says, nice. Next, we have Severance, another bloody office outing. Gushing with extra features, it says. Working 9 to 5 is a real killer, but team building holidays can be even worse. 7 colleagues find themselves faced with the chop when they collaborate, when their corporate weekend is sabotaged by a deadly enemy. Forget office politics. Only the smartest will survive this bloody office outing. That is Severance, a fun little flick. You could do worse. Shin says, sounds like every office job I've ever had. Josh says, I miss Severance. Looks like a lot of fun by what is on the cover. Yeah, you should see Severance. Us Only says, Severance Collector's Edition Dollar Tree Special. Glenn says, I heard they had some issues with audio on some other things. At least that's what I hear about the ones who got them so far. Yeah, so it's basically all of them, Glenn. All of them have an issue on the 3D part 3 when viewing it in 3D right at the beginning. And then in Jason Goes to Hell, there's one missing gore scene. And then in Jason X, when he's slamming the campers in the sleeping bags against each other and against the tree, there's audio missing. You don't hear them say ouch or laugh. They used to laugh and say ouch. So yeah, from what I understand, Scream Factory is looking into the issue and possibly issuing replacement discs to everyone who bought the Blu-ray set. So that's going to be a pain. Severance, the British film with Laura Harris, who was in the faculty. Yes, Swaggy Duck has entered into the fun. He says hello. Hello, Swaggy Duck. Shin says sup, Swaggy. Josh says, yeah, the arm snap on 9 is the worst wrong issue to me. Yeah, where's that arm snap? I want to see it. I mean, I have the unrated DVD, but Jay says, do you have a 3D TV? I have the PS4 3D viewer, which goes for crazy amounts of money now, guys, for this thing. It's like it's probably about yay big. And it was a 3D viewer, basically a 3D little 32-inch television that came out from Sony to play head-to-head 3D games on, but you can plug it in to your PS4 and use it as a 3D television. So whenever I get a horror movie in 3D, like the Amityville 3D, Jaws 3D, I pull out the viewer and yeah, watch it on that. It's pretty easy to get out, I think. PS Sony 3D viewer. All right, and it's super, super heavy. Andrew says, I love old horror DVDs. Yeah, I'm going through some old horror DVDs. Welcome, Andrew. Everyone go sub to the Firefly Family Podcast right now. Just pause my vid, type in the Firefly Family Podcast, sub his channel. Awesome, awesome content there. Shin says, that's no sense for a set as expensive as that was. I'm kind of glad I passed on it. Already have all the films. Jay says, did you buy anything from Shocktober sale? No, I didn't. What's that, vinegar syndrome? Did they release the other new special thingies? Oh, Scream Factory, no. But I could easily go there and spend a whole whack of money. Q's Reviews says, I'm a subscriber. Happy face. Thank you. Thank you. Jay says, Scream Factory. Glenn says, they have some good ones. Next up, and I gotta grab something to show with this one. So I bought this as a collector's set, unrated collector's edition. It stars Tony Todd, and it is Shadow Dead Riot. This is a fantastic flick, guys. It's cheesy. It's in a prison. It's a lot of fun. You've got Tony Todd as a kind of electricity, Satan worshipping dude. But this one came with a very cool extra. I will show it off after I read this. Horror icon Tony Todd delivers his most powerful and evil performance as Shadow, an executed and resurrected serial killer who invades a woman's prison in search of the girl only known as Solitaire. Solitaire senses her impending doom and prepares to single-handedly take on Shadow and his army of zombies in a supernatural martial arts showdown. Shadow Dead Riot is a unique stylistic fusion of Asian-style action, zombie horror, and women's prison drama. That is Shadow Dead Riot. And the cool extra it comes with in the movie Shadow Dead Riot, there is a zombie baby. And this one came actually with an anatomically correct zombie baby keychain. I'm not going to take it out of the plastic, but I did remove the plastic top. I will hold the key fob there. Put a nice zombie baby keychain. Very, very, very nice. Love, love, love this thing. When I bought the set and it came with this keychain, I've never really taken the keychain out or put it on my keys because I want to keep it good. It comes in this little plastic holder case there with a top little slip cover protecting it from dust. So nice little inclusion with zombie or Shadow Dead Riot, and it is displayed up on my shelves. So it is back up on display. But yeah, everyone, check out Shadow Dead Riot with Tony Todd. Excellent, excellent movie. Lots of fun. Josh says, I really can't get replacement discs as I live in Australia and I purchased the set off a private seller on eBay. Dang it! Yeah, all the people that ordered it on Amazon will be ticked off too. Old School says, ooh, I have that one too, Phil. I didn't get any extras with mine. Sad face. Q says, Shadow Dead Riot sounds freaking awesome. It is freaking awesome, Q. Even though it's in kind of my old DVD section, I do revisit it quite frequently. Old School Shin says, that's great. Did you see Dead Man Walking? A zombie outbreak also set in a prison with a zombie baby in it. I did see Dead Man Walking. Q says, insane keychain. Josh says, it is very cool. Another little fun parody movie that nobody really talks about is Shriek, If You Know What I Did, last Friday the 13th. It's got Coolio in it, guys. It's got Tom Arnold. It's got Tiffany Amber Thiessen. And it says, in every horror movie, there is a phone waiting to ring, a victim waiting to scream, a killer waiting to strike, and the only way to survive is to keep one thing in mind. Stay one step ahead of the killer, even if the killer is a klutz. Now a sexy reporter with a knack for getting into a tight place has teamed up with a bumbling policeman to track a killer whose deadly handiwork is known as the Spring Break Massacre. An all-star cast stars in this comedy so funny you'll die laughing. Shriek, If You Know What I Did, last Friday the 13th. David has entered into the fun. Hey, horror buddies. David, awesome horror YouTuber. Go check out his channel. He shows off great items, and lately he's been doing some really innovative kind of playing of the keyboards to different horror soundtracks, which is a lot of fun. Very, very talented. Everyone, make sure to go sub to DTN2 Horror right now. Josh says, hey, David. David says, hey, Josh. Q says, these types of films like Stan Helsing are fun watch. Yes, they are. Q says, hey, David. Old School Shin says, that movie cracks me up. The one dude, Simon something. When he starts singing the Grease Lightning type song, had me in tears. Yeah, it's fun. Shin says, hey, David. David says, Quentin, how are you, man? Poor Fan Dad says, hello, David. David says, hey, guys. Q says, good, bro. Loving your keyboard videos. Yeah, they're so good. David says, thanks. They've been fun to learn. Horror Fan Dad says, the Shinning theme is awesome on keyboard. Love me the Shinning theme. I know you mean The Shining, Horror Fan Dad. I'm just playing. I always try and say what people spell. Moving some things around here. All right, let me try and hit this one more time. I got lots of flour, primetime horror. I just can't smoke it inside. The vape doesn't put any smells on my stuff, but the flour would, if that makes sense. Shin says, I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. Primetime Horror says, switch to the flower. Yeah, like I just said, vape, no smell, flower, stinky, stinky. Horror Fan Dad says, sorry, my spelling is off. I know, Horror Fan Dad, I know. Josh says King was not too impressed with the Shining movie. Yes, I heard that. Shin says, LMAO Phil. Mr. Zom says, love you guys. If you're leaving, Mr. Zom, have a great day, but I really want you to stay. We got 11 people watching. We got 21 thumbs ups. If you haven't smashed the like button, make sure to smash it. And yeah, we're moving right along. We're almost at the 2-hour mark, guys, so not much longer now. I probably won't get through. I know for a fact I won't get through all of these today. This is Shudder, the American remake, unrated version, starring Josh, what's his name? Joshua Jackson. Prepare yourself for bone-chilling terror and suspense with this unrated edition of Shudder, packed with shocking uncut footage you couldn't see in theaters, and a twisted alternate ending you must see to believe. Soon after New York newlyweds Ben and Jane arrive in Japan for Ben's latest photography assignment, they discover disturbing, ghostly reflections of a young woman in their own photos. This inexplicable spirit image may be connected to Ben's past, and she's determined to provide a couple with a horrifying future of relentless vengeance from which there is no escape. That is Shudder, the American remake. Joshua Jackson. Shudder. Shin says, yeah, King was famously pissed about Nicholson's performance. He was a bit of a jerk from the get-go and didn't really try to fight his possession, but I think he was the only one who doesn't like it. Shin says, now Shudder was one movie with a twist I didn't see coming, so good. David says, Joshua Jackson, was he in Cursed? I believe he was in Cursed. Maybe Dawson's Creek, I think, as well. Horror Fan Dad says, I just subscribe to Mr. Zom. Thank you so much, Horror Fan Dad. Shin says, yeah, he was in Cursed with the great Christina Ricci. I actually really liked the movie Cursed. It got panned by critics and CGI werewolves and stuff like that, but I really, really like it. The unrated version is definitely the way to go. Josh says, old school, yeah, he stated Jack was crazy too late in the film or something. Mr. Zom says, thank you so much, Horror Fan Dad. Thanks, Phil. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Q's Reviews says, yep, Dawson's Creek and the Mighty Duck films. Jay says, Urban Legends 2. Horror Fan Dad says, yeah, Mr. Zom. You're welcome, Mr. Zom. Shin says, Cursed is fun. Jackson was in the TV series Fringe, too, which wasn't bad. Yeah, I used to have season 1 of Fringe on Blu-ray. Deefy has entered into the fun from Germany. He says, hi, Phil. Just got home from work. I hope you are doing well. Have to eat now. Take care, Deefy. Have good food. Q says, Fringe was cool. David says Joshua Jackson has been in a lot of horror movies in the late 90s and early 2000s. Now, this one, guys, I love this movie. I don't know why I love it so much, because it's such an easy movie, if that makes sense. It has Lawrence Fishburne in it, and it is called The Signal. Fun alien movie with an unexpected plot twist at the end, which I didn't even see coming. And it says in the smallest writing ever, Academy Award nominee Lawrence Fishburne, Brendan Thwaites, Olivia Cooke, and Vogue Knapp star in this mind-bending and suspenseful sci-fi thriller. Nick, his girlfriend Haley, Jonah take an unexpected detour from an idyllic cross-country road trip when they are contracted by a mysterious hacker who has gained entry into MIT's secured network. But after a rendezvous in an eerily remote area goes awry, Nick wakes to a living nightmare in an isolation unit. Interrogated by Dr. Wallace Damon Fishburne, Nick soon realizes that the only way to decipher the past is to escape the present. Critics rave. Had Stanley Kubrick and David Lynch made a movie together, it might have looked something like The Signal. Watch this movie, guys, if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Shin says, I see that on discount at my FYE, or at least I used to before they closed. I have to check out The Signal. Yes, you do. David says, I've never seen The Signal. David, see it. It's amazing. Hugh says, this was an awesome film. Love The Signal. Jace says, I think it's on Netflix. Shin says, there is another movie called Signal, a low-budget romp I got from Dollar Tree. That one only so-so. Yeah, I remember that one too. Signs everywhere. The signs blocking up the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the signs? Mel Gibson, M. Night Shyamalan. From M. Night Shyamalan, the writer-director of The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, comes the story of the Hess family in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, who wake up one morning to find a 500-foot crop circle in the backyard. Graham Hess and his family are told extraterrestrials are responsible for the sign in their field. They watch with growing dread. The news of crop circles begins found all over the world. Signs is the emotional story of one family on one farm as they encounter the terrifying last moments of life as the world is being invaded. It's easy for a filmmaker to blow up the world, but what Shyamalan does is much riskier. He tries to blow our minds. I was engaged by every inch of signs everywhere. The signs blocking up the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the signs? I don't know, guys, what I'm doing. Shin says, not a big fan of Shyamalan. Yeah, he's hit or misses, mostly misses. Q says, hell yeah, Phil, signs everywhere, sign. Shin says, you gotta have a membership card to get inside. Yep. Q says, I like signs. Thought it was awesomely done till the very end. The ending sucked. Yeah. I mean, if you're aliens, okay, hear me out on this. If you're an alien and water kills you, Why the heck would you invade a planet that's like 80% water? Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know exactly what percentage the Earth is of water, but I know it's pretty high. Wait, did someone say hi? David, are you still in the chat? DTN2 Horror, are you still here? Let me know in the chat. DTN2 Horror, David, if you are still in the chat. Shin says, we are all aliens. Aliens tinkering with primate DNA is the missing link in the evolutionary puzzle. Oh, snap. Calling all DTN2 horrors. Calling all DTN2 horrors. Are you still here in the chat? Let me know in the chat. I'll give you 25 seconds to respond. Calling all DTN2 horrors. Send more paramedics. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. No response from DTN2 Horror, but this is his favorite movie of all time. The Silence of the Lambs. And I'm pretty sure this is a long out of print collector's edition DVD thingy. And it comes with a, what's it come with? It comes with stuff. First of all, it comes with a book. Silence of the Lambs. Little write-up on the movie. Next, it comes with actual recipes, which is a lot of fun. Comes with a little scene collection card, scene selection, I should say. But then it comes with these thick cardboard cards that all say, Dr. Hannibal Lecter requests the pleasure of your company for dinner. So I'll say that on the front. I'm not going to show all the fronts. But on the backs, there are recipes. Tells you what ingredients you need for the recipe and how to prepare it. So the recipes we have are roast saddle of lamb, serves 6. We have chicken liver and fava bean crostini, serves 4. We have foie gras and fava bean salad, serves 6. We have deviled lamb's tongue, serves 2. You do need 1 lamb's tongue for that recipe. And last but not least, we have the fava bean risotto, serves 4. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different recipe cards that came with the Silence of the Lambs set. Pretty cool. And this is a 2-disc set, I believe. Disc 1, Collector's Edition. Disc 2, Special Features. So really, really cool version of Silence of the Lambs. If you watch the replay, David, there you go. Quentin says, my damn internet just cut off. Now I'm back. That sucked. Mr. Zom says, awesome movie. Shinobi says, a heavyweight classic right there. Shinobi says, those are great extras. Mr. Zom says, I have it on DVD and Blu-ray. Thumbs up. Sweet, says Mr. Zom. Q says, LOL, that's awesome. Cards for Silence of the Lambs. And yeah, we'll end it there, guys. That's it. 2 hours, 3 minutes, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 seconds. But yeah, lots of fun going through this cascade of old DVDs. I will continue where I left off on my next live stream, continuing right after Silence of the Lambs. That will be easy for me to remember where we left off. But yeah, thanks to everyone who dropped in today to hang out with Phil's Creepy Videos and talk good horror fun. Thanks to everyone for also participating in the chat. I appreciate it. Fulci fan says, take care. Look forward to your next stream. Shinobi says, good week to you, my friend. All the best to the chat. Some fun movies, says Mr. Zom. Devil Sign. Quentin says, this was awesome, Phil, brother. Take care. Mr. Zom says, take care, everyone. Later, fiends. If you love great horror content, hit the sub button. You can hit the bell notification to be notified every time I go live or drop a new video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. And thanks to everyone that hung out with me today. I appreciate you guys like you don't even imagine. And yeah, that's my time. Thanks for yours. Happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends. To everyone else, have a great day.